Hello everybody. So I haven't done a video in a while because I've been kind of busy doing other stuff and trying to fix this exhaust and then taking care of my kiddos now that they're at home. But I know a couple people keep asking about the flares. I'm gonna post a link up to the ones that I used. Yeah, so we're gonna go from there. So this is the actual F250 flare that was cut at the shop. Let me open up the truck, show you guys exactly what it looks like when it's all done. Alright, so let's start right here on this side. So basically they just cut it straight down and they made this plastic piece. I don't know what they used, but it's another plastic piece, right? So they attached it together. They made an L bracket here that runs on the body, and they riveted to the body and riveted here from the inside. So they told me it was a very hard task to do. On second thought, after he did it, he said he would much have rather done the panels I bought from Raybeck. This is the other side also. Same thing. You can kind of make out the other bracket, but you can see this bottom bracket, how they made it too. It's a bottom bracket. They made that. They riveted it and everything. And see, there's another one in here, another one here, another one up here. So they attached these first. You know, the L brackets were put on the door panels first, and then they riveted these from this side. Once they lined it up, they drilled holes and then they riveted them up. It looks pretty good, I think. I'll show you guys the other side too, so you guys can see it. They did the same thing. There's that crazy looking bracket. And then this one too. But yeah, those are the brackets that they made to modify my flares and make them fit on the Excursion body. I think it turned out pretty good. It matches the truck very well. I'm not a fan of flares. I've mentioned that before in one of my past videos, but they actually did a really good job matching them. The only complaint that I have about these types of flares is, if you notice, the front one has a little bit of more of a bulge than the rear ones. I just wish they would have kept this thickness the same as the rear one. Probably like about, what, 2-3 inches, 2.5 inches. This one's more like 3.5. That's the only issue that I have, is that the front ones are a little bit too thick. So if anything, I might find me some other ones that are like that without rivet, that are a lot smoother, smaller, you know, and I might get those. And then initially when I put these on, I had a lot of tire rub. This was way back before I even cranked it up to this high, but I cracked mine. So, and then as you can see, I rubbed up on the fender too, and it's just, I had to fix all that stuff. But overall, you know, now it's high enough to where it clears everything, no rubbing, nothing. But that's it for the flares. It's pretty easy. Every body shop can do it. I did mention I had the panels. I still have them. These are the other ones I talked about. These are the rust repair bed panels for an F250. On this one right here, this is the part that goes to the rear. It's the one that has a longer cut. So this would be the passenger side rear. I have both. The other one's right behind it, as you can see. These are the ones that I originally wanted to do before I put the flares on, but my body shop kind of told me they didn't really want to cut up a truck like mine that was really good condition, zero rust. It just kind of felt like overkill. And he was the one that recommended some flares and that he would cut them for me and do all this other work. So I bought the flares. These I think are like 80 bucks. maybe 60 something dollars. Tax, total shipping was like, it was under $200. It was probably like $180 for both panels. Really worth the price. Instead of having to go find a bed and then have them cut the bed, you can just buy these panels, and these panels will fit right into it. We even mocked them up actually before I decided to go with the flares. Everything was going to look good. Do I regret making this choice? Some days I do, some days I don't. Sometimes when I see a nice looking Super Duty without flares, I'm like, man, I should have gone without flares and done the panel. But other times I'm just kind of like, man, it looks pretty good. It looks proportional. So, yeah, she looks good. But that's pretty much for the flares and your options for the rear for the Excursion. That's your two options is either get the panels welded in, and then if you do get the panels welded in, don't forget at the corner right here by the door, they're going to have to modify that corner because that curve goes all the way into the door area. If y'all guys want to see what it kind of looks like, look at some of the other members that have it done that way. They have it done with that cut. There's a lot of them that are done custom models by Tim. They do it the same way. They put the corner here too. I've seen some that they just kind of cut it right before the door and it doesn't look right. So if you want it done right, you got to add that corner little piece onto the door so that flare goes over with the panel if you're going to do the panels. Otherwise, these flares, they fit right on there, man. If you just cut them and modify them, they look great. Turned out really good. If you guys have any other questions on that, I'll take more pictures or other stuff, but they line up, they bolt into the original holes that are there. Everything lined up perfectly. Just mounting it to the door and having them cut and building those little cover panels on each side is what you're gonna have to ask your body shop if they're willing to take the time to do that and see what they use. But now that I remember, there's another thing that another member asked me. The holes right here, right? They used to be like right here somewhere. I mean, you can kind of see them right there. There used to be one right there. And that's the type of epoxy they use. It's a type of epoxy filler. The epoxy filler, they used it as sandable and it hardens like resin, and it turned out great. So, but all right, guys, let me know if you guys have any other questions. I'll take better pictures if you guys want more information on that. Thanks.